Hey Alex, this is Benno, and I wanted to send you a quick overview of what NFTs are and how you in the music industry could use them. Because NFTs are pretty much one of the most exciting things for many artists and people in the digital space in the last years. And let's start with NFT. NFT means non fungible token, and it is pretty much a certificate of a digital asset. And this digital asset could be everything you can think of. It can be a piece of art, it can be an image, it can be music, it can be a video, it can be digital land, it can be digital clothes, whatever it is that you create and which not necessarily has to exist in the physical world, but is only or as well digital. And so, with this ownership token, if you want, you can do a lot of different things. And the most important to know is that you cannot change it. So, it is created and then you can't change it anymore, at least in its core part. There's different types, but when we talk about NFT, non-fungible, so it's not replaceable. Think of it like, like a currency. If you have a dollar, it really doesn't matter which dollar you have. So it could be one that is printed like 5 years ago, could be printed one that is only 1 month old. If you give it to me, you get the same thing, the same value back. It's $1. With NFTs, this is completely different. They're not interchangeable. So if you give me one NFT, it has a track record. If you have an image, for example, that you made and that you decided you wanted this to be an NFT, and you give it to me, it's unique. So we can't change it later. And so I know, because all of this stuff is written on the blockchain, I know that first Alex had it and Alex sent it to Benno and now I have it and I wanted to give it to somebody else. Then the one who gets it knows, oh, this NFT has been possessed by Alex and then by Benno and now I have it. So this is kind of like what it is. And so to think about what could you do in the music industry with these types of NFTs, we could look into the art space because the artists have used NFTs now for almost 2 years and there's a lot of stuff going on. Many business building opportunities, a lot of licensing and intellectual property rights that can be solved with NFTs. And so this is why it is such a huge opportunity. So let's see. If we have an image of, you created an image as an artist. So that's your job. Or let's even start. No, let's start with you are an artist and you are creating art in the offline world. So you paint your picture and then you sell it. And in the old world, once you have created this art piece, you give it away, you receive some money for it, and that's it. The deal is done. If you get very famous and somebody else sells your image later for, let's say, 1 million, then you won't see 1 cent of it, right? So that's kind of unfair. At least that's what many artists think. And so, if this image was digital or was an NFT, you sell it to somebody else, let's say for $1,000 as well. You sell a digital art piece to somebody. And now, because it's written on the blockchain and it's a smart contract and it's stuff in there that you can't change, once somebody else sells your art piece for $1 million, you can say, I want 10%. And that's written in the smart contract. And because it's already written in there, it can't be changed. So you get lifelong royalties for every sale that has been done with your art. So you create this picture, you sell it to me for $1,000. I sell it to somebody else in a couple of years for 5,000. You get 500. The other one sells us for 3,000 because maybe your price was going down. You're not as famous anymore, or people don't believe you could be like a huge artist. You still get 300 because he sold it for 3,000. You get 300. If the same art piece changes hands multiple times, you get passive income. Basically, that's what it is. You can't influence like how in how many steps, or if it's coming fast or slow, or you get super successful and in 20 years somebody sells it for 1 million, you get 100K from it because that's how the system works. And that's so fascinating for a lot of people, because you can write all that stuff in the smart contract, the underlying computer code behind it. And now, when we think about music, there's a lot of different ways you can profit from this NFT space. And you can start with like Tory Lanez, the hip hop DJ or artist from the United States, did. He was launching an NFT project and sold 1 million album for $1 each. So he made 1 million, but then people started trading them up to $10. So he got passive income from every time somebody sold his digital album to somebody else. So this is a whole new concept of thinking. And I was impressed by it because I thought to myself, Amazon, where you can buy movies. But I never understood how this could be called buying, because you don't really own it. If you have an old CD, it's your CD. And you own it in your place. And if you want to give it away to somebody else, you can give it away and you don't have it anymore. When you watch an Amazon movie, if you buy it, it's not really yours. It's on this platform. If I wanted to give it to you, you couldn't take it. I mean, there's no way I could transfer my own piece of movie to you. So this is, something that could be solved if you think like that. Okay, I could buy a piece of music from you, I own it, and I can give it away to somebody else later, and I don't have it anymore, or I can sell it to somebody else, and you get royalties, for example. Something else that you could do, or what many people do, if you are like a producer, there's a lot of digital worlds where you could produce music pieces that other artists could take from you, because you give them IP rights to use that. One project from Bose is that you have sound pieces attached to your art piece, and if you own the art with this sound piece, you can use it in your own tracks. You have the intellectual property rights to use this certain sound for everything that you do. And that might not be too exciting right now in the beginning, but imagine there's, a musician who uses, music from your collection and gets really successful and gets like a super big hit. And all of a sudden, your collection is attached to the success of somebody else, of another DJ. So this is for like the technical, the IP, the rights, the money making part. What might be even more exciting, and that's how many stars and artists use NFTs, is you can give, or you can build a whole different type of community. And that's what Steve Aoki does, was what Armin van Buuren does, what many other stars do now, is they use NFT tokens kind of as a membership token. So you give your hardcore fans, you give them exclusive access to you. For example, they can do like a meet and greet, and it's all, they get exclusive merch, and it's all within an NFT, a special NFT that they own. And if I'm not a fan of you anymore, I give it away to somebody else. I can sell it. And so it pays for me to invest in stars or musicians, usually in an early stage. That's one of the ideas. So if you're an unknown musician, and if I was a fan of Madonna, for example, when she was not famous, and I bought one of her NFTs in the very beginning of her journey, and then later, 20 years later, she's a superstar. I own one of the first NFTs, and she provides me, for example, that's the thought, with value and more attention than maybe other fans, because she knows now who, that I must be one of her very first supporters because I own this NFT. And so this is stuff that you can do as well when you think about established artists that can provide NFTs to a core community. And as if you develop this community further, these are the ones who support your NFT project, or who support you as an artist more than others. And so there's a lot of stuff we can do with that. So yeah, I hope all of this brings you some idea and some light of what we can do with NFTs and why it's so amazing. The reason why there's paid millions and millions, for example, for certain NFTs that have special rarities that nobody else has, that have certain IP rights. For most people wonder, why is Bored Ape so high valued? I mean, you've got to pay 100K to get one right now. Even it was at 400,000 or something. And this is why a complete new thinking about brand building is out right now. If you own Bored Ape, you are part of a brand that has 10,000 people working that this brand will be successful. And you can use it for your own merch and marketing, and can build a whole brand about the NFT that you own. And so there's a lot of stuff that you could use for your own brand building. There's a lot of stuff that you could do for community building. There's a lot of stuff that we could do for like IP rights, music production, royalties, and so there's yeah, that's the reason why I can't sleep for 2 years now since I started in the NFT space, because it's so exciting what you can build with it, and where you can invest now into other NFT projects from people who understood this Web3. That's how it's called. And yeah, hope that this gave you a little bit more insights. And whatever question you have, just ask me. Happy to help. And talk to you soon. Bye.